This week, spotting fake news and debunking the people in power, wandering the ruins, and something wicked this way comes.
Going into space has long been the dream of many a sci-fi fan, and for one BBC presenter that dream is about to come true. In a world first for the broadcast industry, Spencer Kelly, who fronts the BBC technology programme Click, has been accepted by NASA to visit and report from the International Space Station. During his stay on board, he'll present several episodes of Click. Kelly, who says he's always harboured ambitions to leave planet Earth, will test how the latest technology performs in zero gravity. He says he's looking forward to the months of hard training ahead of him.
That's not true. Sorry, I'm so sorry. That shouldn't be on the auto cue. It's my Christmas fantasy list.
But
it's fake news.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake. The fake media tried to stop.
Everyone's using the term these days. Problem is, it now seems to mean anything from actual lies to something you simply don't agree with. And the tech world is anguishing over how to sort fact from fiction, from opinion, from satire, from highly skewed and misleading headlines. And as a result, fact-checking organisations are now working to counter the fake news effect. The First Draft Coalition operates around the world, and in Germany it's working alongside journalists from the Korrektiv Group to help improve online transparency. In the run-up to the recent election here, they published a daily newsletter investigating the most popular stories on social media suspected of being false or highly misleading.
You know, you look at an incident in a video, but then when you're trying to do your verification, you're looking largely away from the main incident into the background. Is what's being claimed in the caption description of this video what is actually being seen in the video? One which showed a couple of, maybe not a traditionally Northern Europeans, a couple of dark-skinned guys waving their passports, and this was claimed to be kind of smug immigrants trampling all over German people's feelings.
The tweet said they were like insulting the local Germans and provoking them.
Using simple tools such as reverse image searches to verify the original sources of videos, and in this case a facility called Watch Frame by Frame, the journalists were able to identify the street name, Unter den Linden.
The thing that helped me is there is a police officer walking through the video, back here.
After locating the police squad in question, they were able to get an eyewitness account of what happened, not just in front of the camera, but also behind.
Actually, we discovered that behind the camera, there are like 100 people insulting these 3 to 4 guys in the first place.
They were, if anything, just reacting.
Another story debunked by the group involved what looked like a number of Muslims standing at a bus stop in Leipzig.
The headline was, "This is how Islamic society or an Islamistic society would look like or does look like, and we are heading to this."
So we were taking a closer look at these.
Narrowing down where bus and tram lines met and cross-checking with street views, the journalists were able to pinpoint the spot and the fact that the group had just come out of a Christian church.
They confirmed that they work with refugees and that they even know the guys in the video, and they were just coming back from a baptism, and we're trying to celebrate the baptism, and we're just heading for lunch.
So this was really, really misleading information and trying to manipulate people and to make them worried about, are we overruled by other cultures?
The problem is that anything can look believable when it's published online. And there is an ongoing debate about whether the platforms on which the stories are published should be the ones to police them.
Making sure that quality content and quality journalism is on top is a big mission. So that's why we work very closely with fact-checking organizations and media organizations around the world. Just a couple of months ago, we changed our ads policy around misleading news websites.
Whoever ends up fighting the rising tide of fake news, one thing's for certain, ultimately we're going to need an automated fact-checking system. Back in the UK, a stone's throw from Westminster lies Full Fact. Now, this is an organisation that first came to the public attention around the time of the EU referendum. These guys have some pretty interesting fact-checking tools. In this session of Prime Minister's Questions, the group is verifying claims using a mixture of manual and automated fact-checking. One of the automated tools being developed looks at the trends behind a claim, such as where and how many times any statement was repeated. Another tool, called Live, will take text from TV subtitles and check it off in real time against reliable databases, such as the Office of National Statistics. Using a combination of AI and machine learning, the algorithm will perform calculations and check facts with primary sources. Eventually, it could be used in a scenario such as this.
There are 10,000 more training places available for nurses in the NHS, but the Right Honourable Gentleman talks...
Yet, you see, that's not right. That's an ambition for 2020, but it's currently not true. How cool would it be to debunk claims like that on the spot? But the system won't be able to challenge more subtle claims with lots of caveats, such as the statement, "the NHS is in crisis." Nor would it provide simple yes and no answers.
GDP is rising. It's kind of like Shazam for facts. Nurses are using food banks. The tool that I'm most excited about is the speech-to-text robo-checking. So it's when somebody is talking live and it takes you in real time to the primary sources. So if a journalist is in a press conference or if they're interviewing someone, they can see straight away if there's something that the person in front of them has said is true or false, which is particularly cool, I think.
I so want that. I so want that. Have you used it in anger yet?
I haven't used it in anger quite yet.
All right, okay. How nearly ready is it?
It's ready now, but it can only do one sentence at a time.
Do you think public figures will have to change the way they behave?
There's no debate that can really happen without eventually hitting on numbers. And the point at which you hit numbers, it's important that they're correct and not being manipulated. I think that's the place that we're starting from and the world that we want to create.
Right, from fakery of news to fakery of images now. Okay, that's not exactly the spin that Adobe would like us to put on the way its products are used, but at its Max event in Las Vegas, it's just unveiled some pretty nifty tools to do just that. And we sent Richard Taylor along to take a look.
12,000 creatives under one roof, all geared up to find out what's next from the outfit that literally invented photoshopping. The answer? AI, as we've never known it before. Take this image of Denver, where an entire neighbourhood is expunged in a flash and replaced with something more aesthetically pleasing. Instead of just trying to fill in the area with surrounding pixels, the software can now extract meaning from the image and make a smart substitute from its library of 100 million other pictures. A similar principle is at play here, the plaster now intelligently removed as the software can understand the protrusion in the middle of a person's face is a nose. And say you wanted to remove something or someone from a video. Right now you could try it frame by painstaking frame. Chances are the result would look crude. But this demo is real, a research project we may well see in a future version of Adobe's products. In this era of fake news, the implications of being able to easily and convincingly fool your audience are of course potentially troublesome. But Adobe is more interested in the creative potential of AI.
We are trying to reimagine the entire creative process so you can create the way you want to. Machines can see patterns and possibilities that we may not be able to see immediately.
Adobe says AI should allow creatives more time for artistic expression and to be creative rather than futzing around on boring, repetitive tasks. They say the entire creative process should be made way more efficient and that AI can potentially even second-guess our very next moves. To illustrate, check out this Photoshop prototype, which has Adobe's AI creative assistant built in.
Find some images based on my sketch.
And within seconds, other space-based themes appear based on your very rough sketch of a woman in a spaceship. But you might be thinking, all of this is pretty similar to the AI used by Google and Apple.
Where we have decades and decades of understanding of how artists actually work in our tools. And when one of the world's best creative artists launches Photoshop and they know what a creatively pleasing and aesthetically pleasing image is, we are learning from that. So we are not training on just images of cats or dogs. We are training with world's best people.
I was certainly impressed at how the AI could, for example, take an image of me and within seconds return matches and then further refine them. The tech also understands 3D, so you don't have to be an artist to easily design and iterate. A few people would argue that AI is fantastic in terms of creating efficiencies in our workflows, but isn't there a danger that an over-reliance on machines, instead of amplifying the creative process, could potentially end up supplanting it?
I actually don't think so. Creatives are distracted by all of the things that take multiple steps, make them suddenly move out of a right brain mode into a sort of procedural, stepwise left brain mode. I don't think AI takes anything away. I think it ends up being this muse at your elbow.
And that's the prevailing view amongst creatives here, keen to embrace the automagical possibilities offered up in an AI world.
Hello and welcome to the Week in Tech. It was the week that the Hawaiian city of Honolulu began fining people $99 for paying too much attention to their smartphone while crossing the road. Microsoft announced it ceased manufacturing its motion sensing controller, the Kinect. And Japanese company Toyota Gosei showed off a concept car with the airbags on the outside in Tokyo. Meanwhile, Nissan revealed the artificially created noise its electric cars will emit. US authorities are insisting all hybrids and electric cars will have to emit a sound for safety reasons. Amazon now wants to enter its customers' homes when making deliveries. The system's called Amazon Key. Trustworthy types who sign up will make use of a smart lock, which will open their front door, allowing deliveries to be left inside their homes. Suspicious souls will be able to view the delivery on their phone via a smart camera that they've left back at home. What could possibly go wrong? And creepy or cute, you decide. Sony's developed a new winking robot assistant, the Xperia Hello. The robot communicates with users using endearing gestures. It's hoping the bot's cuteness will challenge Amazon's Echo range. And finally, researchers at Harvard have developed a tiny robot that can swim and fly. The micro-robot's flapping wings are used to propel the diminutive droid around when it's underwater. Its creators hope one day similar technology could be used in search and rescue robots.
This is art in the 21st century. Trust me, it is. And it actually looks and sounds great when you're standing right in the middle.
I think each colour has a specific sound.
The buzzing sound is the electric current that lights the LEDs, and it's being translated into a kind of compositional concert.
It's kind of got its own groove to it. I like it.
This week, I'm wandering the halls of a brand new installation in the heart of London. It's called Everything at Once, and if it doesn't actually have everything, it certainly has a lot. It's a mixture of dynamic works like The Black Pot and static pieces by renowned artists like Ai Weiwei and Anish Kapoor. There are also faceless voices describing their near-death experiences.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I had a near-death experience when I was in the hospital and my heart stopped beating.
And the centrepiece of the exhibition is even more unsettling. I'm about to be subjected to intensely fast flashing images. Now, if you'd rather not see them, then please look away now and come back in a couple of minutes. Because I'm about to walk through and on test pattern number 12 by Japanese electronic artist Ryoji Ikeda. The experience is overwhelming. The video moves at more than 100 frames a second, and in fact, we've had to doctor our footage in order to be allowed to show it on TV.
Whoa. The video frame rate is so high that the black and white is flickering incredibly fast, and I can actually see colours in between the black and white. They're moving so fast, there's greys, and I'm starting to see yellow and red. Maybe that's just because my eyeballs are exploding, I don't know.
Ikeda has taken digital files and broken them down into their native zeros and ones. It's these binary patterns that are then blasted onto the viewer. After that, time for a drink in a nightclub called Ruin. Only it looks like I've arrived after the after party.
Now, earlier we were looking at attempts to combat fake news, and so often these days that means the US elections, Russia, and the like. But it's actually a problem all around the world in different ways. David Reed has been looking at the particular issues in India.
This summer, mob violence in the eastern state of Jharkhand was sparked by a rumour on WhatsApp that child abductors were targeting a tribal community. The story wasn't true, but still 7 people died in violence. It doesn't take much here for long-simmering conflicts to boil over, and fake news like this can be just the trigger for it.
Stories like these are very powerful and can potentially threaten India's often tense communal relations, so much so that now even the police are getting involved in tackling fake news.
I visited one of the country's main cybercrime units in Hyderabad, the capital of the southern state of Telangana. Here, cyber cops are worried about the threat to law and order by fake stories with the potential to spark riots. Police here investigate false and inflammatory stories, try to get them taken down, and then attempt to prosecute those producing them. But much of India's fake news is spread through the mobile communication platform WhatsApp. Because it's encrypted, for police here, it's a brick wall.
It's only a peer-to-peer communication, WhatsApp. We don't get much cooperation from WhatsApp because they simply give the answer that they don't have any storage facility. And you require date and timestamp to prove the case also. And WhatsApp, because it doesn't store anything, the date and timestamp is also not there.
Something like 200 million people in India use WhatsApp. For some, the stories shared on the platform are their only or main source of news. If the police are hitting a roadblock with WhatsApp's end-to-end encryption, others are trying to neutralize fake stories by debunking them. Pratik Sinha is based in Gujarat. His website, Alt News, roots out and reveals what's wrong on the web.
My guess is that it all often starts on WhatsApp because those who put it on WhatsApp know that it is difficult to track them down. The people who circulate these videos, they are very well aware that it is a fake video. There is no doubt.
Videos like this one purporting to feature a woman being killed in India by a Muslim mob.
It's one of the most grotesque, stomach-churning videos that you will see.
But the harrowing incident it depicts actually took place in Central America.
This video was easy to debunk. For a lot of videos, what we do is we break it up into frames. We use Google reverse image search, and the first Google result is that of this girl who was burnt alive in Guatemala. She was accused of being an accomplice in a murder. She got caught in the mob and she died.
And yet many who saw the video took its claims to be true. The reason is that in India, hundreds of millions are encountering the internet for the first time, and they lack the media literacy to assess if news is actually true.
We have more than 400 million mobile internet users. 50% of them are using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the main medium for forwarding the fake news. But how many people are equipped, or even they think that what they are forwarding, whether it is true or not true, whether they should forward or they should not forward. So we are not equipped to deal with that, and this is the epidemic-like situation.
It's still early days for the internet in India, and as the police and journalists battle the fake content that can trigger conflict, many are still prone to manipulation from the lies in their inbox.
That was David in India. Now, with Halloween fast approaching, there are plenty of scary movies around, but none of them will be as immersive as a virtual reality horror show. And that's the event that we've sent Nick Queck to in Covent Garden.
We're on the way to see a film, a movie, but not as we know it, in virtual reality.
I'm going to get run over.
Okay, get the way. Okay, hold on. I think this is 68A, not your standard cinema. Okay, we're in. Haunted cinema. Downstairs. There's people down there. Wearing VR headsets.
So virtual reality film is super exciting, but right now you can only enjoy it in the comfort of your own home, and it's not a social experience. We want to bring people together so they can enjoy VR with their friends, their family, their partner.
Where am I sitting? Okay, oh, excellent. Can I get any popcorn? Thank you very much. Back on we go. Up and over. Something's, oh, popcorn. Excellent.
Is everyone ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Showtime. Scary suburbia. I'm looking down. I don't have any legs or anything. I'm not a person. I can't. Oh, I'm looking. Oh, I've been directed to look down the drain. Oh my goodness me! Okay, that is. That's it down the drain. We've just left that scene.
Look behind you. Yeah, look behind you.
It's a bit unnerving. Okay, he just appeared in front of me.
Okay. We've got a collection of films, 5 to 10 minutes each, and we're showing them back to back in a 40-minute montage.
It's not the first VR cinema pop-up, and none of the hardware the guys are using is cutting edge either. But they have created a custom piece of software to link all the movie clips together and play them out in sync across all the headsets via Bluetooth, so people can have that shared cinema experience of being shocked all at the same time.
Oh, another one.
I said, right, and so this will sort you out.
Life is not good. This is going to end well. This is going to end very well. I'm burning alive. Brilliant. With several showings starting at the top of the hour, the headsets need to be taken away for charging. It's all very pop-up. But the chaps hope it'll get enough hearts racing so they can open a permanent VR cinema next year. Is this all just a novelty though? Feels like I'm in a nightclub in Glasgow. Okay, that's horrendous. That's horrendous. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that's enough. I thought actually it's quite fun to bring a group of friends actually together. Not to have any here. And people can actually go out and have a shared experience. Yeah, because you've got another group coming in now, right?
Right now.
Okay.
Masters of turnaround.
We better be on our way.
That's Nick Queck, always up for an experience and regularly needing a lie down after a shoot because of it. That's it from The Ruin for this week. Don't forget, we live on Facebook and on Twitter throughout the week. @BBC Click is where you'll find us. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.